Hi everyone, welcome to my all over body power bar workout. This is a power bar. It is a resistance bar, a Pilates resistance bar, 2 elastics on either end with handles and a detachable bar. It's only lightweight, so it's not too hard to work with, but we're still going to get an awesome workout. So I'm going to give you modifications as we go along. There's going to be modifications for people that might have back and neck issues or any hip issues as well. So please make sure you're listening to all the modifications that I give so that you do the workout that suits you. That way you'll get the most out of it. Now, just a little tip before we go any further, I've actually put a screw in the end of each one of these. Now you can pick these up quite cheaply, but what you'll find is that the end bit will spin. So when it comes to changing the tension of our bands by rolling it, without this screw in it, it just spins and it makes it an awkward class. It makes it hard to keep the class running smoothly. So just a tip, I've thrown a screw on the end of each one of these here. Okay, so it keeps it nice and still. Okay, there we go. All right, let's take this bar now and let's just place it on the floor in front of us. We're going to start off with a little bit of a loosen up through the shoulders because there is going to be a lot of shoulder and posture work in this class. So just loosening up the shoulders, rolling around. Standing up nice and tall, lengthening the spine. Let's breathe in and float those arms up. Breathe out and float them back down. And reverse it, breathing in and breathing out. We're just going to take that right arm up now and we're going to do a little side stretch just to get that body moving. Breathe in and out to the other side. Good. And coming back to the center. We want the shoulders relaxed, the arms relaxed as we do a little twist to the right and hold. Trying to keep those hips facing forward. And back to the front and arms down. All right, let's lower ourselves, rolling down towards the floor. Let those arms hang as you come down. Take a breath in at the bottom. Before we go any further, we're going to roll back up. And do that once more. So we're just trying to loosen up that spine here. Deep breath out, chin to the chest. And roll down just as far as you can. Now when we get to the bottom this time, we're going to grab one of our handles and we're going to slip it onto the right foot and then the other handle onto the left. Then we're going to grab that bar in our hands, just where those arms are hanging. Relax your neck and then we're going to roll ourselves back up to the top. So we're standing up nice and tall again, with the bar now attached to us. Okay, so you should have one handle on each foot and then you'll be able to start to feel the tension. Now the tension can be different in bars depending on where you get them from and the weight that this elastic is. Okay, so it's up to you how tight you work, how hard you work. That is something that is in your control. So please be aware of that at all times. We're going to start by bringing the bar up above the head. However, if you can't do that, you're just going to come halfway. So as we breathe out, we're going to lift the arms. If you need to stop here, then do so. But if you can get it all the way up above your head, then come right up. And then we're going to slowly lower it back down. Now I'm keeping my arms long, but slightly bent as I move. You also want to keep those wrists nice and strong as you move. So you can feel that working through the shoulders and the upper arm area and that control that you have to have there. Let's do it once more, breathing out as we come up and breathing in as we gently lower down. Good, okay. We're going to roll the bar and make the elastic firm. So I'm just going to let you know mine's about a medium weight and I've got three rolls in mine, okay? So from here, we're going to add a squat position movement into it. So as we come down, we bring it out. And again, Now I don't want to go too high because the higher I go, the more chance I've got of rolling those shoulders forward, okay? Wrists are strong here, okay? We don't want to be loose in the wrists. We want to keep the chest open. So if you're feeling any pain that travels down the arms, you'll probably find your shoulders have rolled forward. Just make your movement smaller, loosen it off a little bit if that's the case. And we'll do one more. Good. This time we're going to take the hands, we're going to go with that underhand grip here. Okay, we're going to do the same sort of movement. We're going to come down. This time we're going to hold it. So the palms should be facing upwards now. And we're going to push 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand lowering the arms. Chest is open, breathing out. And push 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can feel those arms starting to work as we do this. Push 2, 3. I'm keeping the arms the same length the whole time, so try not to bend those elbows too much. And last one, push 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it in. Good. We're going to take the hands and turn them around again. I'm going to take them a little bit wider this time. And as I come down, I'm going to pull the elbows out to the side. Small bend of the knees. Don't need to be making this a deep squat right now, okay? You might find you need to adjust the tension for each movement that we do, okay? You might find that this one's a little harder, so you want it looser or vice versa. We're lifting those elbows and keeping those wrists strong, okay? So you should be feeling the triceps, the back of the upper arm working here. Good. Let's do 2 more. Let's hold the last one. Good. And we're just going to pump those arms, lifting. 2, 3, 4. Keep those wrists controlled. 6, 7, 8. Feel those triceps. 9. One more. 10. And standing tall. Good. All right. I'm going to loosen that off back to full length again. I'm going to turn my feet out this time and take the bar up above the head. So again, if you can't get to this point, you can just stop and hold it here, or even just in front of you if you have to. So if it's hurting your shoulders and neck, this is where I'd recommend you be, okay? This is the hardest point. All right, let's bend the knees pulling right back, and then push 1 and 2. Keep those shoulders down. And 3, and 4, and 5. Hold it, and we lower and push. 1. Elbows, point them right out to the side. So if you're just holding it in front of your chest, then that's fine. Just hold it there. You don't need to do this part, okay? That's just a little added challenge for you. Okay, let's go again. Down for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and hold. And again, we pump. 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And up. Lower down carefully, slowly. Good. All right, well done. So we're going to get those tummy muscles working a little harder now, because I know you can feel those shoulders working. So to take a little bit of that pressure out of the shoulders, we're going to take the right foot forward and left foot back. Nice big step here, and back heel is lifted. You can make it tighter if you like. I'm going to take my left arm and tuck it under the bar like so. Then I'm going to take my right arm and tuck it under as well. Then I'm going to hold that bar in nice and close to my chest. Okay, so that'll allow me to relax those shoulders. From here, tuck your bum under, bend both your knees. If it's hurting your knees, don't go as deep. All right, we're going to turn. So I've got the right foot forward. We're going to turn to the right and back to the front. So you can feel that elastic pulling from the back foot. Let's turn the other way now. And there's not much here, so this is more about balance and making sure we're not opening those hips all the way, okay? So we don't want to move the legs. Let's go to the right again. And to the left. One more. Good. If we push back, it's a little bit more challenging, otherwise just bring that leg in. Changing legs now. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change the arms over. So I'm now going to take the left arm under, hold on to that bar, and then take the other arm under and pull it in, okay? Just because that closest arm, that one that's underneath, is going to be working harder than the other one to hold that bar still. So we want to even up, changing legs, tailbone under, bending both those knees here. Now we have the left leg in front. We're going to turn to the left first. Twisting one. Feel the pull. Don't let the elastic pull you. Be in charge. Changing direction for 5. Don't go too far because we don't want those hips opening. Keep those legs still. Let's go again. First side. And 2. Tailbone tucked under still. One more. And changing direction. 5. 4. Keep that bar close. 3. 2. 1. Good. And release. All right, you can give those legs a little shake. Okay, we're going to head on down to the floor in a moment. So if you need a drink before we head on down, then grab yourself one. And we are also going to do a little bit of a stretch before we go to the floor as well. So in order to have our stretch, we need to pop the bar down on the floor in front of us. You can keep it attached to your feet, that's fine. I want to loosen up and release those shoulders that have been working, okay, but you should be feeling a little straighter and stronger in your posture. Take your right arm out to the side and then across your body. I want you to keep this shoulder down and just gently draw the arm towards you. Try not to cover my microphone. And release. So you might not get a huge stretch with this one. It is more of a release than anything. So we come across, shoulder is down, and then we just hug. Okay, so we're releasing into the shoulder area and the upper back area. So you will feel a little bit looser when you've done it, even if you can't feel a big stretch. Good, and open out and take it down. We're going to take the right arm all the way up. Let the hand drop down behind you, and if you can, I want you to grab hold of that elbow and pull it towards you. Try and keep your body upright here. We don't want to be leaning. We also don't want to be sinking back into those hips. Open out, other side, up and down. Grab hold if you can and pull it in. Good, and release. Bring the arms forward, deep breath out and squeeze those shoulder blades and release again. Breathe out and squeeze and release. All right, now you're ready to come down to the floor. So to do that, we're going to stand at the end of the mat. So just carefully walk yourself to the end of the mat. Place your bar down about an arm distance away from you, okay, so it's not right on top of you. And then from here, we're going to breathe out and roll ourselves down. Bend the knees so we can reach the floor either on fists or flat hands. That's up to you. Step over that bar as you walk yourself forward. Find yourself a plank position here, so you can come down onto your knees or your elbows as well. That's completely up to you. Don't worry about what's happened with the bar and the handles. If they've started to fall off, that's okay. We're just going to hold this for 10, 9, 8, no pressure in the lower back at all. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to push ourselves back into child's pose. So sit back as far as you can and really stretch out those arms so you can feel that stretch in the upper back. Good, all right. So now you're ready to slip those handles back onto your feet. We're going to come down onto our tummy where we're going to be working on our back muscles. So again, you have options with how hard you're going to work, okay? So listen to your body. You might want to tuck your chin and rest that bar underneath your chin, or you may want to take the bar just above the head. And of course, the most challenging would be to stretch those arms right out above your head, but you've got to make sure those shoulders are not lifting to the ears. We're going to take a deep breath out and we're going to lift the upper body away from the floor and breathe in and gently lower. Now, when you're doing this movement properly, you should have your chin tucked to the chest and you don't need to lift too high. If you find that this is hurting the neck and shoulders, you can leave the arms on the floor and lift without the arms, okay? Breathing out as you come up and in as you come down. No looking forward or sideways. Back of the neck nice and long. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let that body sink down towards the floor. Relax those shoulders. And then we're going to connect and work through the lower half. So deep breath out, stretching both your legs and breathing in and lowering. Deep breath out and stretch. Breathe in and lower. So for this one, if it hurts the back to do both legs, you can do one leg at a time. It's all about lengthening the legs. It's not about how high you can go. So you need to keep your hips anchored into the floor the whole time. Lengthen those legs right out. You can feel the butt tightening here. Maybe the back of the legs a little. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Okay, we're going to slip the elbows under the shoulders. Keep hold of your bar. Just squeeze that lower back here. Now we're going to add the two movements together. So it's up to you. You can leave your body on the floor, or your arms on the floor, or you can do one leg at a time or a bit of both, whatever suits you. So whatever you preferred in the upper body and the lower, and add them both together. Okay, so I'm going to do a mixture of them all, starting at the top. Chin is tucked, breathing out as we come up and in as we come down. Breathing out as we come up and in as we come down. You can loosen off the pressure through the shoulders, bringing the bar closer to the body. You can take the pressure out of your upper body completely by leaving your arms on the floor. And any pressure in that lower back, you can do one leg at a time. Deep breath out as you come up. Breathe in as you come down. Breathe out as you come up. In as you come down. And we'll do one more. If you are doing one leg at a time though, make sure you're even. We're going to slip the arms under us, push ourselves right back into child's pose again. Arms nice and long, and sit back as far as you can so that you can really release the lower back and relax those legs. Good. Okay, we're going to come onto all fours now. So there's a few different options for this one. Some people will roll their mat for a little extra padding, okay? Some people will be okay with just coming over the bar like so. So if you can do that, you can do that. I don't find that very comfortable, so I tend to make fists and then come right over onto my fists, okay? So you're not here on your fingers, you've got to be right over the top, all right? You can also put a little bit more tension into that bar, so I've just gone for one loop there, but it's up to you. We are squaring up with the floor. So we're going to take those hands out about the width of your mat. Shoulders are back, belly button is gently back. And if we have a look, we should have our knees about hip distance apart. Okay, so we're making a nice flat shape with our back. Okay, so we don't want to do this or sag. From here, we're going to lower ourselves down like we're doing a push-up and then pushing back up. Okay, but from a squared position. So it will be a little easier on the lower back area than doing a proper push-up. But you can still feel that upper body working. Now, as I come down, my chin is headed towards the center line of my bar, okay? So as I come down, I keep everything centered. Now I'm going to change it, and if you want to stay with that, you can, but you're going to slide the right leg out and lift it nice and high behind you, straight line from head to toe, and then bring it in. The trick here is to keep the body in that center line. Right leg up and in. Keep that pelvic floor lifted as well. 2, 3 now. Weight is in the center. It's going to want to transfer to the left. Don't let it. We're going to do one more on this leg. Nice high leg there. All right, let's change legs. Again, center line of the body. You can feel the arms work differently. So you've got to keep the chest open, the shoulders back. Get that leg nice and high. And we've got one more. How are you going? And good work. All right, let's just let go of the bar for a moment. Sit back how you're comfortable. So you might not be comfortable like this. You might want to sit on your bottom. That's okay. Loosen up those wrists, fingers as well if you're in my position. Okay, and then we're going to bring the arms out in front. You're going to take one arm up, one down, and just push back gently. Release. And the other way, working through those shoulders. Once more. Last one. And release. And take those arms down. Good job. All right, give it a little shake. Okay, let's turn around. We're going to have a seat. In fact, I'm going to face this way. We're going to have a seat. I'm going to make sure the handles are still on the feet. Knees are pointed to the ceiling. Okay, if you can't keep your knees pointed to the ceiling, try taking your feet a little bit wider to do that, okay? And from there, we're going to roll the bar, making it nice and firm. So if I sit it on my legs like this, it's got a little bit of tension to it, just a little bit. Again, it's up to you. I have 4 rolls in mine. I'm going to turn my hands so that my palms are facing the ceiling. Make sure that center line is still in the center of your body as well. All right, elbows resting by your waist, sitting up as tall as you can. Now, I don't want you to move your arms, so elbows are at your waistline the whole time. You're going to tuck and lean back, pushing through the center of the body. So shoulders aren't working here, it's the tummy muscles. And then lifting nice and tall. That's the lower back as well, so make sure your tummy keeps working. Deep breath out. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and lift. Now, if you do find it starts to hurt the hips or your lower back as you're moving, don't keep working through it. Make your movements smaller, and if that doesn't help, then stop, shake it out and have a rest. It doesn't matter if you've only done 1 or 2. Depending on the state of your back and your hips, will depend on how many you can do. Now, the elastic is helping as a normal mat Pilates class. You would find that this is a lot harder, but adding this elastic to it is actually adding a little bit of support into that area. So you might find you can do a little bit more with this than you usually could. All right, let's sit up nice and tall. Good, all right. So we're going to stretch the legs out. I'm going to turn my hands the other way. So I'm going to keep my elbows pointed out to the side and pull it into the chest. All right, we're going to place my hands over the end of the elastic just so it doesn't unravel, because I'm going to reach forward, which is going to loosen it off, and then I'm going to pull back and sit up tall. And reach again, and belly button back, sit up as tall as you can, lift right up out of those hips. 1, 2, 3, elbows lifted, shoulders down though. Don't lift the bar too high. 3 more. Feel those shoulders roll back and down as you sit up. Good. Okay, bend your knees again. This time we're going to take the bar and I'm going to wrap my right arm underneath and my left arm underneath, and I'm going to pull that bar in close to my chest. Now if you can't get it into your chest, loosen it off a little bit. All right, belly button back. As we lean back, we're going to twist to the right, then the left, and again, and again. Good, and sit up tall. If you find that 10 twists is too much, don't do 10, just do what you can. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and sit up. We're going to do that again. And tuck. And remember, if it's starting to hurt your back, don't come back as far. If it's still hurting, then stop. I lost count. And we're going to do that once more. Deep breath out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lift. Good. Okay, so I'm going to change the arms over now and take that left one first and then the right one. Pull it back into the chest again. So this time I'm going to tuck and lift the right leg and then twist to the right 5 times, trying to keep that leg in the air the whole time. Okay, so it is going to be a little trickier. If you find it's too much pressure for your back or your legs even, just leave your feet on the floor. So then we do the other side and we twist, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we sit up. So you can feel that working through your hips, especially if the core isn't that strong. And sit up. So make sure that belly button is pulling back towards the spine the whole time you're doing this. 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do this once more on each leg. Tuck, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sit up. And last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sit up. Good work. Okay, hold on to the bar, place it on your knees. Take your feet about the width of your mat, drop your chin to your chest. You're going to roll that bar down towards your toes, reaching out towards your feet or past your toes if you can, really stretching that upper body, letting the head hang down between your knees. Draw the belly button back and sitting up again. Good job. Okay, so we're going to lie down on our back. Going to let the bar just rest on my hips here. Knees are bent. Going to take those arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to stretch and reach for the ceiling, stretching the upper body, and then you're going to breathe out and relax the shoulders. And watch those hands will come out nice and wide when you do that, okay? Breathe in and out. Once more, breathe in and out. Good. Take the left arm down to the floor and back up. And then the right arm, I'm going to run out of room, but you're going to go all the way to the floor and back up. And we'll lower those arms back down to the bar. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go with some nice firm rolls. And I think I usually do about 5 or 6 on this one because I want it to sit on my hips with a bit of tension there. Okay, so you can see that elastic is really little. Knees are bent. All right, we're going to roll up into a bridge. So pelvic tilt, deep breath out, lift those hips. Breathe in when you get to the top and breathe out, roll yourself back down. Let's do a couple more of those. Loosening up the spine, squeezing the bottom as we roll to protect our back. We're going to do that once more. Deep breath out. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out, bringing it back down. Good. We're going to turn the palms now and make an underhand grip here. Elbows are resting on the floor. Okay, so we're going to take our legs up to tabletop, but if you want to leave your feet on the floor like this, you can do. It's up to you. Here is just a little bit more challenging. Okay, so if I lift my elbows just off the floor, as I curl up, I'm going to pull the bar towards me and then release the bar as I lower back down. Pull the bar in, so you're doing like a bicep curl as you curl. Chin to the chest and back. I want you to make sure you keep those legs nice and still. And we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, get that chin right in, 6, belly button sinking into the floor, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to loosen the elastic off a little bit because I want to be able to stretch my legs out without the fear of it snapping. So I've gone from 6 down to 4. I'm going to lower my arms again to relax my shoulders. And I'm just going to leave my arms in this position for now as I stretch the right leg out and back in. So if you have your foot on the floor, you're just going to bring one leg up to tabletop. If you are in full tabletop, you can do it like me. Belly button sinking into the floor. Good, so we're doing 10 of these. We've got 5 and 4. Tummy sinking down, 3 and 2 and 1. And then we're going to change legs, and 1. Don't let the elastic or the leg pull, okay? You've got to keep that bar nice and still. Tummy sinking into the floor as you push away. There shouldn't be any pain or pressure in your lower back at all. We've got 5 more. If you're feeling anything in your back, you might want to take your other leg, the still leg, down to the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to bring those knees to the chest. Place the bar on top of the knees. Breathe in and breathe out. Pull it towards you. And release. Good. Okay, let's take that bar back down and stretch those legs up to the ceiling this time. And again, if you want to, you can have one foot on the floor. That's up to you. This is a harder position. I'm going to keep my elbows down and I'm going to breathe out as I take that leg towards the floor and back up. Now, if you feel your back lifting at all, I want you to take your leg and keep it a little higher. Don't go down as low. Bar's nice and still again. You can feel that tension, but it's also helping to support you when your legs are up, okay? So you will find that if you've done a mat class without the bar, a Pilates class without the bar, then you will find that you do have a little bit more support through the hips and back with the bar. 5, long leg. 4, got to keep it strong. 3, 2, I know you can feel the leg working. That's okay, that's what we want. But as that leg moves closer to the floor, I want you to feel the tummy working as well. Changing legs. 1 and 2 and 3. Stay in control. And 4. And 5 and 6, 7, don't worry, those legs will get a rest in a bit, and 8, 9, last one, and 10. Good, bring those knees in, place the bar on top of the legs, take a breath in, and breathe out. Draw towards you and release. Okay, so keep the bar down low. You can loosen it off a bit. Stretch those legs out. Give them a good shake. And then bend the knees up again. Okay. So I'm going back to my 5 or 6 rolls, turning the palms so I'm on underhand grip again. Going back to these bicep curls that I did before, but I'm going to leave my feet on the floor this time. So if your legs are feeling fine, you can always go back to tabletop. All right, breathing out, lift the elbows, breathing out, curling in and back for 10, 9, 8, get that chin right into your chest. Look at that bar as it gets closer to you. Couple more. Last one. Good. And relax the head down. All right. So I'm going to lengthen this bar out now and take it above my head. Now you've got a few options here as well, because if your neck and shoulders cannot get into this position, you might want to loosen off the tension. Elbows pointed out, bar sitting above the head. Your other option as well is to just place that bar underneath the neck. That'll give you a bit of support for your neck. If that's still not working for the shoulders, you might want to just place the bar underneath the chin, okay? So just be careful if it's in this position though. You don't want to whack yourself in the face. All right, I'm going for that full length position. Shoulders are relaxed and sinking back towards the floor. You might find your arms are up here. That's okay. All right, we're going to take those feet back up to the ceiling now, one leg at a time. Now, before we did one leg, up and down, and then the other leg. This time we're doing both legs at the same time. So we're doing a scissor motion. Now you can keep it small like this. The bigger you make it, the harder it is, but the slower it's going to get as well. You do want to be pulling the leg towards you as well as the leg moving away, okay? So it's not just about dropping it down. Belly button sinks into the floor. If you want to curl up and work a little harder, you can do. Looking towards the legs. Support the neck if you want to. You can use the bar to do that. Okay, it's up to you. We're going to breathe in and out. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Strong legs. Good. And bring the knees back down. Good. If you need to relax your shoulders, then do so. Because we're taking the legs to tabletop now. We're going to bring the legs together and we're going to try and lift the bum up. And again. So you're drawing that belly button into the floor. You might find again that this is a little easier than normal when you add the bar into it. And I lost count again, so we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your legs. Okay, so we're going to do that same exercise, but I'm going to put a little challenge into it. You can stay with what you just did, or you can add a pike movement into it. So that means that we come up and we stretch those legs and we stretch them over the head, okay? We want to try and keep the upper body as still or down on the floor as we possibly can. That's not easy. Focus on your tummy. Let's go. 10, 9, last one. And relax your legs. Good. Again, let's just bring those arms over so we can relax those shoulders. Gently draw the legs in towards you. Good job. And release. Okay. Let's take those feet carefully to the floor. Stretch those legs out. Give them a good shake. So we're going to roll onto our side now, do a little bit through the butt and hips, and then we'll be ready to have a stretch. So let's roll over. So I'm actually going to get you to come up onto your elbow. So you want to lift your rib cage first. We don't want to be down here. So lift the rib cage, then use the bottom hand to grab hold of the bottom of the bar, top hand to grab the top, okay? So that bar's strong and straight. Okay, we're lifting that rib cage, so we should have the elbow under the shoulder. And then we might bend the bottom leg. All right, tuck the tailbone under. Make sure that leg is long. We don't want to be sinking back here. Get those hips stacked. And we're going to take it up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep lifting out of that rib cage there, out of your shoulder. Good. I'm going to add on to it. If you want to stay with that one, then stay with it. Otherwise, you're coming up, then lifting, lowering it, and then the hips come down. Up, lift the leg, lower and down. Up, lift the leg, lower and down. Tap that hip really gently down to the floor because we don't want to sink into the shoulder again. Last one. Good. And down. All right, make sure you're lifting still, shoulders back, leg up, circle forward, and 2. Keep those hips stacked. 4 and 5. Take it backwards. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. And take it down. Let's go and do that on the other side so that we don't wear out the shoulder. If we do it for too long, then eventually the posture will change as the shoulder gets sore, so we don't want that. So again, we lift the rib cage first, get that elbow right underneath, hold onto the bottom of the bar, hold onto the top of the bar, bend the bottom leg, tuck the belly button back, tailbone under. And again, we lift up for 10, 9, don't sink every time that leg comes up, make it smaller if you are. 5 more, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you're still lifting. Again, you can do that one again, or come up, leg lift, leg lower, hip down. Up, lift, keep your shoulders back, especially that supporting shoulder there. That's the one that's going to want to get roll forward as it gets tired. Good, and up, up, down. Last one, up, and up and down and down. Good. Keep lifting up strong. It's connected in the center and circle forward. And 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Take it back. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. Take it down. Good work. Okay, so you're starting to feel that in through that hip area there. If you're feeling it in your lower back, you need to make your movements smaller. Make sure you are connecting properly as well. Okay, we're going to come all the way down to the floor this time. So when we're down on the floor, we want to be resting the head down so that we don't tighten up the back muscles. We're going to take the top part of the bar up and over so it's getting tighter into that top hand. Okay, and then the bottom can hold onto the bottom of the bar. All right, so you'll have noticed that the elastic is quite close to you and we don't want to ripple the hair off our arms. So we're going to bring the feet forward slightly, okay, just a little. We still want to make sure hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, belly button back. Give your butt a little squeeze as well if you need to. You're going to take that right leg up and forward a little bit more and you're going to tap it. 3, 2, 1. Take it back behind you. 3, 2, 1, and again forward. 3, not too far forward because don't forget your legs are already forward of your body. 2, 3, and again 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3, and again 1, 2, 3, and back, and 1, 2, 3, and center. Good. Lower it down. Okay, so we're going to roll over. I'm going to roll away from you so you can do the same thing, but just be careful you don't get yourself tangled up. So release the tension, bring the bar in close to your body, roll yourself over. Okay, now of course the bar is going to be upside down now, so we want the top leg, the elastic connected to the top leg is the one that needs to be away from the leg. So that's the one that should be tight. So lie yourself comfortably on the mat, grab hold of the bar with the top hand, grab hold of the bar with the bottom hand. So the top leg is the one that is the tightest elastic. We're going to bring the legs forward slightly of the body. Tailbone's tucked under, belly button is back. and we're going to take that leg up and forward of the body and tap it. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to take it back behind us and 3, 2, 1. Take it forward. 3, 2, 1. And back and 3, 2, 1. And again, take it through and 3. Keep those hips stacked and stable as you move. Good. Last ones and 3, 2, 1. And take it back. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the center and lower the leg down. Good. Very carefully release the tension and roll yourself onto your back. Then once you get there, you're going to roll that bar up so it's nice and short again. Bring your knees into your chest. We're going to take a deep breath in and breathe out, pulling that bar towards us. Feel that release through your hips and lower back. And release again. Now we're going to take the knees out wide, so you might find it easier to take your hands to the end of the bar. And you're going to take a breath in and breathe out, pulling the knees towards the shoulders this time, so the hips are opening. And release. We're going to bring those knees back together, and then you can find your way to the top. Now I find the best way to do that, and the most fun way and challenging way, is to roll up. So from here we need to activate the tummy and bring the chin into the chest, so we're making a ball shape. And you can give yourself a rock if you need to, so you can roll and sit up. And then, if you can, if it's not hurting your back or your hips, I want you to balance. So you're using your tummy muscles here. So watch those shoulders haven't lifted, bring them down. I've taken the bar away from my legs, so my shoulders and arms are working a little bit with the bar. But my tummy is holding me here. And we're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay, so I'm just going to take the handles off my feet, place the bar to the side. We are going to have a little stretch because you need to make sure you are stretching out all of those muscles that we have just been using. So we're going to push the chest forward, then drop the head. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out. Let the upper body get heavy and sink towards your legs. Keep in mind, you do not need to get your nose down onto your knees. If you can not get very far at all, that is fine. The main purpose of this stretch is to feel a stretch in the back of your legs. You may feel it in your lower back as well if you are tight in that area. Draw the belly button back and let's sit up. Let's take those legs out nice and wide now. So already you might be feeling those inner thighs stretching. Let's push forward a little bit. And again, let's relax the head and arms, taking a breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, just allowing your upper body to sink closer to the floor. Feel the inner thigh stretch. You may still feel that in the back of the legs. You might feel it through the hips and the lower back as well. If you're really relaxing that upper body, you might even notice that the upper body gets a gentle stretch too, really depending on how tight you are up there. All right, let's sit up again. Let's turn and face the right leg, one hand on either side as we push forward, and again dropping the head. You'll notice there's a difference in the stretch in your lower back now, as well as the stretch going higher up the back of that leg. And then we're going to sit up again. We're going to turn and face the other leg, push forward, keep your butt on the floor. Let the head drop, and again, feel the change, the stretch in the lower back there, higher up the back of the leg. And sitting up, coming back to the center, and we'll bring the feet in. Give them a shake if you need to. We're going to work through the outside of the hips now. So we're going to take that right leg across the body. Now you might find that's your limit. If you can get it closer, go for it. The closer you get it, the more intense the stretch. But of course, that really depends on your flexibility. You're going to hug that knee with the opposite arm. So right leg, left arm, and use the other arm to pull you around into a little twist. So you want to feel a stretch coming through the hip area here. It starts in the lower back, comes through the hip, and you might even feel it down into the leg. Keep sitting nice and tall and hold. Very slowly release yourself back around and change legs. Pull it back as far as you can. Hug it in with the opposite arm. Use that pull to sit you up taller and turn. So if you can't feel the stretch, just check and make sure you've turned in the right direction. So if you've got your left leg over the top, you should be turning to the left, okay? Slowly release yourself around again, and once more give those legs a shake. Okay, so now we're going to stretch through the front of the hips. So we're coming onto our knees for this one, and I'm going to get you to take one foot forward and square yourself up with the floor. Now that's important. This is a stretch that is most common. This is it's a similar stretch, but it's a little bit different, okay? And this is the one I want you to do. I want you to square yourself up, ankle underneath the knee, and then you're gonna focus on the pelvis, and we're just gonna tuck that bum under. So it's a very small movement, and we're gonna hold it. And as soon as you do that tuck, you can feel that stretch in that front of the back leg. It's also opening up the hip. One thing to keep in mind is that while you can feel that stretch, your pelvic floor is lifting, okay? So that's why I like this stretch, because it's not only stretching through the leg and the hip, but it's also strengthening your pelvic floor. And let's carefully release and change legs. So again, square yourself up. If you have trouble getting your foot forward, you can always walk it forward slowly with your toes, and then pelvic tilt. Your other trick is to use a wall or a chair, a table or something to help you balance to get that leg out. So again, we want to feel that stretch in the front of the hip and right down the front of the leg. Holding that there. Good, and carefully release. All right, from here, we're going to start to stand. So we're going to tuck the toes under us, bring the hands nice and close to your knees, push yourself back. Now, if your knees don't allow this, you can push your bum up. Just carefully walk your hands back towards your feet so that you can get your weight back over your feet. All right, so everyone is going to push that bum all the way to the ceiling. Then we're going to start to roll up, letting those arms just hang. The chin should be on the chest here. And the belly button draws back as we slowly unroll all the way back to standing. Now just make sure you're balanced before you move again, okay, in case you feel a little dizzy. Take a breath in, bring the arms forward, and breathe out, squeezing back. And breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. Once more, breathing in and out, and bring the arms forward and turn the palms. One goes up, one down, pushing back gently. Try not to arch your back when you do this. Just move the arms and push back. And again. And again. Good, and arms down. Deep breath in and out. Shoulders lift and then lower. Gently take the elbows back and release. Well done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that power bar class. I'll try to get some more out. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you do get the notification bell so that you do get notified when I do put some new classes up on my YouTube channel. Check out all the other stuff that I've got there. I've got everything from beginners right through to advanced, fitball, weights, mat classes, resistance band exercises, seated classes as well. There's all sorts of stuff. So check it out. You've got a back issue, you might find some back movements on there as well that are beneficial too. It's all there. Check it all out, and I'll see you at my next class. See you later.